8:36 right now, and more than 3 million New Yorkers struggle with mental illness. 1 in 6 young people experience a mental health disorder annually.
Access to care is one of the major factors impacting mental health, which is why this morning we are joined by licensed therapist Jill Dano, and she works with the city's online and mobile therapy service called Talkspace. So good morning, Jill. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me this morning.
So can you tell us a little bit more about Talkspace and how it works?
Sure. Talkspace, as you said, is an online therapy platform. It's actually a national platform. And here in the city, it works with people of all ages. So whether you're ages 13 and up, you can access Talkspace services. We provide services through an online app. You can access through your computer, and you're matched with a licensed mental health professional in the state that you live in. So if you're in California, you're matched with a California therapist. If you're in New York, obviously a New York therapist. And what's exciting is you can access services, whether that's a video session, you can work through asynchronous messaging, you can work through live chat. Wow. So people can really access services and modalities that work for them. So if you think of teenagers who are used to being on their phones all the time, they have a program through the city, through the Department of Health, so teenagers can access free services, which is just incredible. It's called Talkspace. And then for people who are not of that age group, we have a new launch through Medicare, and we are now servicing clients in 15 states, but for New York, New Jersey clients, it's really important to know you can access services through your Medicare benefits.
Okay, so for those who don't have insurance, are they still eligible to use the Talkspace?
They are.
Okay.
They are. We have a variety of self-pay plans that people can access.
Okay, gotcha. And finding the right therapist, though, and I know from experience, can certainly be an overwhelming task, right? To get matched, to find the right one that you can connect with and feel open to talking to. So how do you help navigate that world?
I think you're bringing up such a good point, and finding the right fit in life on a lot of things, whether that's your dating or whether you're finding a therapist, it's about the right match. Like, who can I talk to that I feel comfortable with? And one of the things that I think is nice about this is if the first person isn't a right fit, you don't have to stay with them. You can just switch. And I think that puts the power of choice in the client's hands, and that's really important because part of the great thing about therapy is the safety in the relationship that you're developing. And that is key to any successful therapy relationship. You want to be with someone you feel you trust that can help you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great that you're doing this, especially after the pandemic.
Yeah.
A lot of kids, because of the isolation, suffered from depression and anxiety.
Yes.
So what does this service offer to those children as far as programming?
So there's a few different options. So for teenagers, they can access services for free through the city's program, Talkspace. So it offers a few different things. It offers video sessions, it offers asynchronous messaging, it offers also self-guided tools to work on strategies to address anxiety, to address depression, so they can log in at any time. So even if your therapist isn't online at 10 o'clock at night, you still have access to tools and tips and strategies to manage your anxiety, to manage your symptoms. One of the things I like about this platform in particular is because you have a place to write out your thoughts and feelings, that functions in and of itself as an intervention. Sometimes people think of, oh, I journal, right? If you think about it, when you write it out and you know your therapist is going to read it that next morning, it's functioning as a place.
Because sometimes it's all about just getting it out.
Exactly. Talking it out makes such a difference. There's a phrase therapists sometimes use, you have to name it to tame it.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a very popular phrase. So if you name it, you can kind of tame it.
Now, you had mentioned like if the therapist is not available at that time, but are there therapists available 24/7 through this?
So what happens is we have several different ways we can access care. So obviously, if there's a crisis, whether you're in private practice or whether you're at an agency or whether you're with Talkspace, people always have to access emergency care, whether that's through 988, 911, that would be nationally. That's how anyone accesses care. But through Talkspace specifically, we have backup systems in place where if someone needs immediate care, they have a way to access a live person.
Yeah, sorry, I don't mean to hamper on the payment thing, but
Yeah.
a lot of the therapy is expensive if you don't have insurance. When you said self-paid plan, is that still at an affordable rate for people who can access it?
It is much more affordable than certainly New York rates.
Yeah, okay,
Yes.
gotcha. Because that's what I'm just thinking
Of
about, you know, insurance
course,
rates, and
of
some of them are
course.
hundreds of dollars an hour. So
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. I mean, I know in
Right.
my New York City world, I've been a therapist here in the city
Gotcha.
for over 30 years.
Okay, good
And
to know.
yes,
So-
absolutely.
So remind the folks at home how they can find Talkspace.
So it's Talkspace.com, and it's a very easy way to remember that. And
Yeah.
the other thing to know is there are so many resources right on the website for education, for strategies, for articles. And I think the new launch with Medicare is really just life-changing
Yeah.
because that population is often overlooked.
Yes, the elderly are often overlooked in
Yeah.
that world. They think, oh, well, they don't need it because they have a life lived, but they need it.
Well, the transitions are the same
yeah.
no matter
Yeah.
what our age, and we grapple with the same concerns, whether we're 25 or 65.
Good to have you here, Jill. Great work you're doing.
Thanks for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much.
Thank you.